And I am extremely privileged to have Veronica as a student.
Oh, Spark Russell. 10 o'clock.
We're just getting started. We were waiting for you.
I have to tell a little story on Veronica, however, about how this all started almost
6 years ago.
6 years ago. I get a call from a lady who sounds very, very educated, we'll put it that way. She enunciated beautifully, elocution is not dead, and it was absolutely wonderful. And she said, now I have to ask you a question. She goes, do you teach adults? I said, yes, I do. I teach probably 10 on up. And she goes, oh, okay. So this was when my studio, I only had one studio, and it was across the street where the Shannon Irish shop used to be, and I was upstairs.
They paved parking lot, where they paved the.
Oh, they
Paved Paradise and put up a.
Yeah, paved Paradise and put up a parking lot, which they had to redo 3 times already. Anyhow, so she says, so anyway, we have the appointment. I said, well, come in for evaluation and we can talk. And so she comes in. I have no idea what to expect. I just know it's an adult. I'm going, okay. Yeah. So here's this very elegant lady who comes into the door. And she knocks, and she comes in, and she goes, hi, and she goes, yes, I'm Dr. Veronica Hilyard, and I said, well, I'm Garrett States. And she goes, yes, and I said, so what I'd like to do first is vocalize you, and see how your voice is, and where we need to work, and this sort of thing. And before I start, she says, well, she goes, I don't know, it's been a long time since I've sung. She goes, I don't know, you can just tell me if this old broad's got anything left. yes. So that's how we started, and from there it's just gone downhill. No, seriously. No, she's such a wonderful, wonderful person. Heart as big as all outdoors, and she's got a talent that I don't know, who of you have not heard her sing? Oh, are you in for a treat? Okay. Well, not only did the old broad sing, but she mastered some things she never thought she would do. And some of those you're going to hear this afternoon. So it's with great, great pleasure that I will introduce Dr. Veronica Hilyard in just a moment. We are going to take, the first half is going to be 5 opera arias. And believe me, when you hear these, you feel like you went to the opera. After that, we'll have a short break, and for anybody who would like a glass of vino, we have white wine and red wine, and that's going to be in the green room. So we'll take a little break, and then we'll start back with some incredible musical theater pieces, some of which Veronica has actually appeared in the shows on stage from Philly to heaven knows where. So without further ado, and this is David French, our accompanist, and David is an accompanist all about town, colleges, churches, and I've abused him a couple of times, making him work for me. So David is wonderful, and without any further ado, please enjoy. I'm going to turn down the lights just a little bit so all of the light is on Veronica. So
as long as I can see the music.
I'm not going to turn on your lights, so I'll put you right here.
Okay.
I'm already staging you again. So. All right.
Thank you,
And
Garrett.
Dr. Veronica Hilyard.
Thanks to all of you for coming, and this is a real joy for me, and I hope it's a joyful experience for you too. And David, we're going to start this performance today. As Garrett said, we're going to start, and I won't be singing in English, but I promise you the second half I will be singing in English, okay? The first aria that I'm going to do today is from, it's a Puccini aria, and I'm very partial to Puccini, and this one is from the opera Tosca, who was also the female lead, named the female in the opera. And the first piece is called Visidarte, which means that I live for art. Visidarte, okay? Benny taught me that. And the scene is that it's set in Rome, And it's a very heavy scene if you've ever seen Tosca. Scarpa is the quintessential bad guy, isn't he? He's a villain, and he is also the head of the police. And he has arrested Tosca's lover, and he tells Tosca that the price of her lover's freedom is Tosca submitting to him. Blech. She doesn't want to do that. And so she is, unless she submits, her lover is going to die. But if she does, then he'll go ahead with what looks like an execution, but it will be a big fake. We all know it was not a fake. And so Tosca is pondering this, and she's praying, and she's saying in her prayer, I have lived for my art, I have, and Lord, what have I done to deserve this? David, please. Change the pace now. You know what happens to poor Tosca? She jumps to her death at the end. It's a very sad opera. The next one, though, is an aria from La Bohème, the Bohemians by Puccini, and the setting of that is Paris. It's rather gay. Of course, it ends sadly too, of course. But the aria that I'm going to sing is Musetta aria, and Musetta wants to win back her lover. And the way she wants to do it is by teasing him and all kinds of, devices to attract his attention. Even though she has treated him badly in the past, she wants him back. And she explains in the aria how every man that sees her just thinks she's wonderful from the top of her head to the tip of her toes. And she knows that. And so we changed the pace greatly by doing Quando me ne vou. The next song was on my bucket list, and I had the happy opportunity to do it at the Miss Union Missouri pageant in July this past year, as when I turned over my crown to the current Miss Union Missouri. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that I've always wanted to sing. Although it's a tenor aria. But it has been done by some sopranos. And the aria is called Nessun Dorma, which means no one shall sleep. And it's from a wonderful aria, I love it, by Puccini called Turandot, which takes place in Beijing, China. And Turandot is the ice princess. And many men have tried to win her. And what she said was that if they could answer 3 riddles, they could have her hand. But if they couldn't, and so she was known for that. If they couldn't answer it, those men, of course, died. So I am going to let you think about those 3 riddles. The first riddle of Turandot was, what thing is reborn every night? What is reborn every night? burns hot, but is not fire.
Love.
Blood. Very good, Sharon. And what ice can make fire? And the answer to that was Turandot, because she was the ice princess. Caliph could answer those questions, and so he could have her hand. But he said, I will not marry you unless you can discover my name. She didn't know his name. And so Turandot, this aria, is about Turandot telling everybody, no one's going to sleep tonight because we got to find out what this guy's name is. Okay, so that's the background for this one. Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Tu pure, o principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle che tremono d'amore e di speranza. Ma il mio mistero è chiuso in me, il nome mio nessun saprà, no, no, solo tua bocca lo dirò. Quando la luce ed il mio bacio scende silenzio cattivo mio. Di largo andate, tramontate stelle, tramontate stelle, e vincerò, I love that song.
I like it
I
too.
love it. I want it played at my funeral. You think I'm
We're all
kidding?
witnesses.
Did you hold off? You've got a lesson next week. Just saying.
The next aria is a French aria, and it's by Camille Saint-Saëns. This opera is Samson and Delilah. So it's from the Book of Judges in the Bible, and the aria is basically Delilah seducing Samson. Okay, so we shift here. This aria is actually the aria that I sang for my audition for Miss Senior Missouri. And because it was long, I couldn't sing it in I could not, because it's 6
Yeah,
minutes.
but you tried.
I could not sing it. I had to get something down to 3 minutes, so, I didn't do this one. But I love this one. It's powerful. It's really powerful. And the story goes, that, Delilah was a Philistine, and the Philistines had occupied a portion of Palestine, and they hated the Jews, and so, there was this going back and forth, and there is Samson, who is the leader of this Jewish faction, and in reality, she despises him. She absolutely hates him. But she's a great actress. And so she sings this aria and seduces him because she wants to know the source of his power. And we know that it was in his hair, and she finds out, and the rest is history. So this is called Mon coeur s'ouvre à ta voix, which means my heart opens to your voice. It's very powerful. I think the best rendition I ever heard was Jessie Norman. Isn't it? Hers was so powerful. Golly. And there were times when I've sung it and I just want to cry afterwards. It's just a powerful aria.
Let's see.
Thank